Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy. Today, as always, I'm reviewing another piece from Aliexpress and it's from our favourite love to hate brand, Pagani Design. This is their latest interpretation or take on the Oyster Perpetual line that they released earlier last year. This is a new updated dial variant and it's a little bit more of an independent take on it. A little bit more of their own dial design, which is nice to see. Cue the Jason's a shill for reviewing free watches comments. As you may be aware, there is a sale coming up on Aliexpress, and that is why I have had in a decent few Aliexpress pieces lately to show you guys. Obviously, these have been sent to me for free by the respective stores. This one is the Pagani Design wristwatch store on Aliexpress, and they're linked in the description. That is an affiliate link. If you use that, I get a little bit of a kickback. However, they've had no say on this review at all, and you'll probably be able to tell that from my opinions. So, with that out of the way, let's turn this camera around and let's have a look at Pagani Design's latest take on the Oyster Perpetual. Here is one of the latest offerings from Pagani Design. This is an update to their Oyster Perpetual homage line. Obviously, they've gone a slightly different way with the dial design on this piece, which is nice to see from them. It's nice to see them put their own little twists. It's not a big one. It is still very much a homage to the Oyster Perpetual line. However, it's nice to see them put their own little twist on that dial. This is the Pagani Design PD-1764 and it is £81 from the Pagani Design wristwatch store on Aliexpress. It is, as you would expect, built in 316L stainless steel. It's packed with an NH35 movement. The dimensions of this one are on the upper side of that homage line. It is one of the bigger fellas. So it is 39.7 millimeters in diameter. It is 11.7 millimeters thick. However, it does look quite a bit thicker due to that side profile, unfortunately. 49.1 millimeters lug to lug, which is excessively close to the 50 mil spot. And we have 20 mil lugs on this one. As I say, the casing is built fully in 316L stainless steel, and we have a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces to accent each other. As you can see, the fixed bezel on this piece is high polish, as are the sides of the casing. They do accent the brushed finish to the lugs very nicely. I do like to see these lugs with a nice brushed finish just to accent the rest of the case, and it really does finish off that case design very nicely. Screw down crown on this piece. It is slightly smaller than I would like it to be for this size of watch. I would have liked a little bit more substance to it to be able to grip hold of. First position is a ghost date position, which I know a lot of people will not be appreciative of. However, a lot of people will be appreciative of the fact that there is no date window in this style, and it does look very clean. Second position is for the handset, and this is a simple three-hander watch. Very legible, simple watch to decipher. As we move to the case back, we have the usual small specification sheet on the back. That includes the water resistance, model number, and the material used for this piece. Very simple case back, very reminiscent of an actual Rolex case back. You know, not much there, just a case back, I guess. That is a screw down case back also. With that screw down crown, that provides this watch with 200 meters of water resistance, which is a nice step up from the usual 100 meters that we do get with most homage brands on Aliexpress. We have a sapphire crystal packed into this piece itself. It is a flat sapphire crystal. It does, however, protrude the casing slightly. That sapphire crystal separates us from the distinguishing factor of this piece from the earlier iterations on the market, this dial. As you can see, the dial itself has a inner dial and outer dial. We have a really nice red sunburst effect dial in the center. That is surrounded by a even nicer matte black effect to the outer edge of this dial. That holds the applied indices. They are nicely applied and do add a nice little level of depth to the dial. The Pagani Design logo in the stainless steel effect is also applied to the dial very nicely. Automatic 20 bar just above the 6 o'clock, and as you can see there, Either side of the 6 o'clock indice Japan movement that indicates the NH35 packed into the back of this watch. I do think that the design to this piece, the inner and outer dial, make the watch look much bigger on wrist than it probably is, being a 40mm piece. Completing the dial, we have a very simple stainless steel high polish effect handset with a lumed center. Now the lume is going to be a teller on this one. I have my own suspicions to what they're doing here. However, I think the lume shot will either confirm or deny that for me. Handset is made up of the simple freehand, hour, minute and second hand. That second hand is a nice simple thin needle style second hand which reaches nicely to the edge of the indices. Right, let's get to the lume shot and let's really see what Pagani Design have done with this piece. Okay, so we have a mixture of blue and green lume on this piece. The C3 on the dial itself with a BGW9 handset. I'm not sure if that's an indicator to a parts bin or if that's a feature for this piece. I would love to say that I suspect the latter, but in fact we could probably bet on the former. The lume itself isn't the best in the world. It isn't the worst that I've seen on a Pagani Design or an Aliexpress piece. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a heavier spread on the dial itself. There's a little bit of patchiness throughout those indices. However, everything is loomed and it does seem to be lasting a little bit better than the usual Pagani Design pieces. Out of 10, I think I'm going to give this one a 5. A little bit underwhelming, however, better than we usually expect from Pagani Design. A 5 is very meh for myself, and I do think that this lume shot confirms my suspicions. Do hold on to the end of the video for that. So as we move away from the head of the watch, we move on to this here bracelet. Now, it is the usual Oyster link style bracelet. I did mention in my last review for the Cadison Explorer style piece that these bracelets are becoming a little bit of a little bit boring to me. Honestly, they haven't been upgraded since I started reviewing watches from Aliexpress. I would like to see a better fit to the bracelets. There's obviously a lot of movement in some of them, as you can see here. Also, it's nice to see a solid end link. Male end link, however, will add to the size of the profile of this watch. Sharp finishing to the edges of the clasp. Is that usual faux Rolex style clasp. Machined clasp here and a very stiff dive extension that I would very loosely call a dive extension. We do have screw links, that's nice to see, fully brushed throughout. It's just the same as pretty much every piece that I've been sent. Yeah, it does what it does what it should. It's a bracelet. Pagani Design etched into the clasp itself. So I'll pop this on wrist now, show you on my 6 1/4 inch wrist. It's not a bad wear for me. It's not the most perfect sizing, however. 6 1/4 inch wrists. It does feel a little bit bulkier than the Cadison with the same type of casing that I reviewed earlier in the week. However, it does definitely add something different. It's more of a rounded case profile, a rounded casing on the upper edge, and a very flat style to the sides of this watch. It's a little bit of a shame that it's such a long watch considering what they could have really done with here. Obviously the 49 point whatever mil lug to lug is very close to the 50 mil, and that is where it becomes a little bit of a hit and miss job. For me, these lugs aren't curved enough to make it a perfect fit and watch. Once again, I will mention the edges, a little bit of a sharp finish to the lugs, nothing major to the lugs, however, to the bracelet itself, very sharp edges there. The bracelet fitting, again, it's just a little bit, feels a little bit cheaper than it probably should. The large dial effect that I did mention when talking about the dial here, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it makes it look much bulkier on wrist, And for me, that's not something I go for in a watch, especially this dress watch, sports style piece. I'd like more of a elegant feel to it, and it doesn't really have that, which the Cadison did. And I feel like Pagani Design let themselves down a little bit on that one. The crown is smaller than I'd like, as mentioned. And my final assessment or my final moan for this piece is it just feels a little bit like a parts bin job. So they've had a lot of these cases left over and they thought, okay, we'll do something with them. Let's just throw one of our own dials, throw a dial in that looks like we've done some work to it and pack it into the exact same pieces and charge a little bit more for it, which is a shame because that type of exercise never really goes down well with the watch market and definitely will not go down well with myself. This one, however, will be going to good use. It will be going to one of my friends who was a part of that horrific red fan base that come from the other side of the park that I do. Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate this for the weekends that him and his friends invade the city and, you know, bring it down a notch or two. So yeah, this one will come to good use, and thank you to the Pagani Design wristwatch store for sending this one in. I do appreciate getting to have a look at it. So guys, this one will be going to a very good friend of mine who is going to take their first leap into the automatic watch world, which will be nice for him. Hopefully we get another member of the community there, eh? If you're interested in this watch, it is linked in the description, as well as the Pagani Design wristwatch store. Thank you to them for sending this one in to me. As mentioned, this has been sent to me for free. However, as you can tell from my negative comments towards the end of that review, this is an honest and open review, and these opinions are my own, and they have had no say at all in those. Thank you for watching this one, guys. Please remember to check out my online store. That's linked in the description. Also, leave me a comment. Tell me what you're looking at in the sale period this year, or just tell me what type of watches are catching your eye. Tell me about how your day's going if you want. I mean, whatever. You know, that's what the comment section's there for. A nice little discussion. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.